Doing good. So they finally got through it. Man, let me tell you, it's been a wild ride. Definitely say it's a wild ride. Authenticity. A word there for you. That is the authentic and actual presentation of the self in its true and most raw, unfiltered sense. It is you who you are at your core, what you're all about, how you express yourself to the world, and how you express yourself to yourself. These are all give me a minute. These are all very, very, very uh, important things. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so helpful. So, the authentic self and how one expresses that out. Numerous ways you can do this. You can be like I am, just kind of run it, or you could be somebody who likes to plan things. That's fun too. Most important thing is be as authentic as you can because this reality we live in is starving for authenticity. Because everything that we're mass fed is mostly media bullshit. Hello. So I'm not saying don't like pop culture or anything. I'm saying that be as authentic as you possibly can. Be as real as you possibly can, as raw and unfiltered as you possibly can, in a good way, as long as that is in accordance with your spiritual beliefs and your own set beliefs of right. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you a little story. When I was younger, I had a problem with, I would wait oftentimes whenever I came into a room and met a bunch of people, I would wait to see what would come out of their mouth before I would let anything come out of mine. And it was not the correct way to go about doing that all the time because there's nobody that can, when you are going through life, yes, this is a good thing to do when you're, hello, when you're going through life. No, it's not a good thing. But when you are in certain situations, it's helpful to wait to see what comes out of someone else's mouth, but not, you can't always go into places with that attitude because you're automatically sectioning off parts of your very own soul by doing that. And you're censoring yourself. Therefore, you're not really being as authentic as you could be, could you? So, I mean, I'm as authentic as I get right now. But I mean, the problem is getting me to shut up later. So, so more and more I get to know you, the more and more I'm going to talk. Now, authenticity, being authentic. You can be that in the way you dress. You can be that in the way that you form speech. Again. Now, this is all authenticity when you are, whether at home, whether you're with your spouse, whether you're with your cat, whether you're out with friends. Be as authentic as you humanly and possibly can. And the reason for that is you don't know who you're meeting, you don't know who you're out with. You might not know that someone might just like you who you are. I know I love who I am. There's been a huge shift, massive shift in society today. And I'm proud to be say I'm part of that. Hello, how are you? Now, dealing with authenticity, you can be authentic in the way you write, you can be authentic in the way you make music. I could never imagine myself trying to be anybody else other than myself. And for people who feel the need to copy someone else or whatnot, I can understand it, I guess, but it's as a form of flattery. But I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like okay, get some aspirations of your own and follow. You know, it, it's it's pretty sad sometimes. You just, I mean, I live in San Francisco, and you see, I don't know, 3,200 people a day, every day, walking out on the street, and it's the same punchlines you hear walking down the street, same things that you see, and unfortunately, there's a lack of substance in the world. And I thought I'd hit on authenticity today because it's really not a subject that people really hit on. And it's crucial to your spiritual and developmental growth in the world. Because spiritual growth grows from being raw and authentic. There's not one person that can say they're spiritual and tell me that they're not authentic. They just don't go hand in hand. You can have a fake spiritualist, someone who's spiritual. Not one of them are ever fake. No. When it comes to showing each other grace, that's about as raw and authentic as it gets. Having enough grace about you to, when someone throws an insult your way, calls you an asshole or something like that, maybe you are, maybe you're not. At the end of the day, who really gives a shit if someone calls you an asshole? Because this is your life, right? What are you to care about what someone else thinks? I care about what you think. Now, if you're trying to be considerate and whatnot, I can understand that part. But as far as filtering yourself, don't ever water yourself down. Don't ever downplay yourself for someone else's comfortability, ever. In the long term, you will regret it if you do that. Try to always do what you think is right. It's one good thing. If it doesn't feel right, probably shouldn't do it. And at the end of the day, if you are authentic every day, every single day, I guarantee you, every single one of those days that you were straight, authentic, and raw, unfiltered, you're going to feel a whole hell of a lot better about yourself than you are going to be the days that you boil yourself down. This incorporates writing, music, artwork, any expression of any kind, really. Goes from the way you dress, goes from the way you brush your teeth, the way you groom yourself in the morning, the way you look at yourself in the mirror. Do you see a lot of good things about yourself in the mirror that are authentic, real, or you just like here's a good example. If you have any beauty magazines or bodybuilding magazines, take those out, put them in the shredder, and set them on fire because every single one of those fake. You really want a good workout? Put yourself up in the pussy position and don't move for 5 minutes. Be a straight plank. When you can do that, move it up to 10 minutes. When you get to 20 minutes, calm. Now, beauty magazines, I couldn't really tell you anything about that because I really could care less. Uh, Especially nowadays when you start seeing souls, when you start developing soul sight, the entire method of beauty is going to be completely revamped as far as what we see as beautiful because it'll blow you away. It's nuts. That's it's like if you saw like a really beautiful multicolored stained glass drawing or design in a window and the sunlight hits it just right, bam, all those colors burst out. It's kind of like looking at that. Now, in spiritual practicing, make sure you got as clean a soul as you can because it's very hard to wash the soul. It's very hard to clean it. And you can be forgiven. That's one thing. But having a clean soul, having what you practice every day, and clean living, and how you are, the spiritual thing is a completely different aspect altogether. Try not to give judgment as much as we all our egos love to give judgment. I used to be a very judgmental person, hugely, mostly towards myself. But when I had my awakening, we'll just say I had quite an eye opening of how much I needed to reel that in, and it wasn't putting a filter or watering myself down. It was understanding that there's a difference between the ego being raw and authentic, the story you tell yourself kind of deal, or what's real and authentic. And judgments have really no place there because every single one of us are of the human race, and therefore none of us are better than the other. We all have our own soul's journey to go on, and as we correlate that with, you know, every time we reincarnate, it adds another tapestry to that exercise of the soul's journey of life. However, there are times that give you times to reflect, which is now kind of like you can see if you were to freeze frame and see your life, if it was to end right now, today was going to be your last day. Would you say you lived an authentic and true life? Or would it be something you watered down or didn't make any waves because you were afraid of what people might say or think? These are the questions that really concern me because I believe that everybody has a God given right to be as authentic as they possibly can. Every single one of you are beautiful. Every one of you radiate a different light. Every one of you are capable and have unique skills and talents. Maybe it's, making sounds just using crystal glasses or something. I don't know. But you know what? That might come in useful in some way or form. Some people are very good with drawing or telling stories. Some people love to tell stories. And some people are so good at it, they will have you like waiting for the next things to drop. And man, some are very good at telling stories. Others are good at artwork. Others are great musicians. Notice about the people we like the most as far as bands and artists, scientists, and whatnot. They never tried to be anybody else but themselves. Now, whether or not someone else copies them or not, that's on them, not on the person you like or whatnot. It's always about God wants you to live as close to being you as you possibly can while you are here on this earth. And what you learn from that, well, that goes into your soul story. Sorry, I've been up all night doing a whole breakthrough deal, so I'm kind of a little wired. I'm a little everywhere. But collecting my thoughts at the moment with the where I was going with it. Lost point of reference. This is a fun one. We're dealing with authentic timelines. If you're able to meditate and go back, one of your little safe spots, it's funny how every time that whenever I've gone back and seen my younger self, I might have been full of piss and vinegar when I was younger, but I was authentically me. I can say that. Now, have I made the mistake of watering myself down? Yes, I have. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie about that. And that is only because I am comfortable with myself. Yeah. Some people do. Some people don't understand there is a difference between being a certain way and living a certain way. So that's my little nugget of wisdom for the day. If I have more, I'll come back on here and let you guys know. Be as authentic as you possibly can. The way you dress, the way you speak. Read up on subjects you don't know about. Don't just try to, oh yeah, I'm going to try to look smart. If you're going to do that, be smart. Nobody wants to be that one dumbass in the fucking conversation where you try to say something just to kind of keep up with the convo, and you say the one thing where everyone's looking at you like, what? It's not a good thing. Now, anger. This is a big one. Problem with authenticity. A lot of people misinterpret being angry with being authentic. It's not being authentic. This is being reckless. We all have levels of anger. Until it's going to change the world in the next 100 years, really not a whole lot for people to get angry about something. Keep that in mind. Next time you get angry, like really angry, you want to assert yourself, make sure it's for the right reasons. Are you defending someone, or are you just mad because someone spilled water or on your shoe? These are all things the soul needs to look at. And when I say be spiritually clean, this ties into that as well, where we have, I don't know how many emotions, but I think there's 25 human emotions. But every single one of them are authentic and real. But which ones do you let control you? Or do you control? This goes on without being authentic as well. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. This is where you have to use your internal discernment. A lot of people think because they're loud, they're authentic. It doesn't make you authentic. It just makes you loud. There's key moments in life that people have to understand that whatever you choose to do it from a place from here. Use your discernment from here. Use your third eye if you need to. Hell, even use your fourth eye, your heart space. See from there. Usually when you blend those two, that pretty much give you any answer you need. Always take accountability. Big. There's a lot of lack of accountability in this world. It comes from a lack of authenticity. Now, I've seen people who are authentic thieves, like straight up, yep, I steal everything I can. You're like, damn, dude, okay, well, don't come over to my house. But at least they're being authentic. Yeah. It's a huge thing. Because I will respect someone more for being who they are than being trying to be something. And I think that goes pretty universally. I've never met a fake person I liked. I'd rather slam my dick in a sliding glass door. Personally. Or, like, okay, dating. Here's a good one for you. When I was in the whole dating game stuff, I don't know that shit. Have you ever had a date where someone's just being as fake as humanly possible? And you'll ask him a question, it's like pulling teeth during the date. It's like, damn, like, you really feel like you gotta like get like clippers or something to like get a conversation out of the person. Those are the worst. I don't miss that lifestyle at all. At all. Point is, your life is only going to be as authentic as you are. What you allow and who you are deep inside is going to be reflected on how authentic you are. Your friends will see it. And being authentic, more oftentimes than not, will speak up for your reputation before any words are spoken. And my chosen brethren who have had their names dragged through the mud and whatnot, that's a different story. That's someone else who sees your authenticity and is jealous of it. And that concept, I don't wrap my head around it. The boat left and I wasn't on the boat. Explain it to me. I don't get that. I think it's awesome when people are themselves. So, that's my spiel. I'll come back on if I have something better to say, but for right now, authenticity is the name of the day. Word of the day, authenticity. You good yourselves? Please understand every single one of you are beautiful and priceless in the eyes of God. Even the fake ones, I know. It's hard. Most of those people are, I think, just too afraid of letting the world see who they are. And I think in time, they'll begin to, when they begin to realize that that's not who they are, they start showing themselves. So eventually they get tired of it. It's like putting on a uniform every day, but it's for an audition that you're not auditioning for. Anyhow, I love y'all. Y'all are priceless. Treat yourselves as such. Stay authentic. Believe me, it's better than. If you have something to say, say it. If you have a passion, pursue it. Regardless what Joe Schmo says down the street, just do it. You never know. You may have some of the best ideas. But I guarantee you one thing. If you're doing and following what your your authentic passion is, 10 times out of 10, you're not going to regret that, following that passion. Promise. This is where I leave you, my friends. I love you all. Stay authentic. Stay awesome. Chosen one out. Namaste.